Can you hear me now? My apologies. The microphone apparently died on me. I just now noticed that. But we got the batteries in, so we're good. My apologies for those of you who are chiming in. Sorry. Thank you, Dylan, Penny, Kimberly, and Susan for all letting me know that there was no sound. Usually my mom watches, and she would have texted me about sound. But we're good now. Again, my apologies. So I said all that, and you didn't hear me. So you saw the high temperatures today were in the upper 30s. Let me go through this model one more time, and then we'll go ahead and talk about these totals here, since you didn't hear me. So this is today. Again, cloudy skies. Temperatures will be in the mid to upper 30s. We go into tonight, maybe a few sprinkles turning into a rain-snow mix for our Friday morning. And Friday, temperatures at 5 a.m. do note that most of them are above freezing, mid-30s. But, again, we are looking at that potential for rain and snow mix. So I'm taking one little change real quick. And make sure I got this right. All right. Okay. So we go forward in time here, 7 a.m. Again, note temperatures are going to be mainly above freezing. Temperatures will be anywhere from... Oh, I got audio now. Okay. We're good now. Thanks, Buck. He was watching me and wanted to look out for me. But we're good now. We got sound. We're good to go. Rookie mistake on my part. So this is 7 a.m. on Friday. Again, temperatures are above freezing. Now, a couple of rural areas might be close enough to freezing where you want to be a little cautious. But most locations will be above freezing for Friday morning. So the roadways on Friday look to be primarily just wet here in the tri-state. Now, we go into Friday midday and afternoon. Temperatures will fall a couple of degrees, and you'll see that transition of a rain-snow mix. So we head into Friday midday, into Friday afternoon. You can see a few spots are getting close to freezing. And with that will be the colder column of air. So the atmosphere is like a layer. And when that layer is a lot colder, the higher up you go, the snow will stay close to the surface. And so we're going to be looking at more snow shower activity heading into Friday midday and afternoon as this low pressure system wraps right over top of us. And you can see more blue than green at this point for Friday afternoon into Friday evening. So a few slushy roads will be out there for the Friday evening commute, I believe. Friday morning, I think it's just wet road conditions. But either way, with what I was saying in my monologue before I found out the microphone was out, is that this is your first alert. We're not looking at anything major. This is not a bread and milk run kind of situation, though you're probably going to have it as, of course, Christmas is next week. But nothing to be sensationalizing here. I'm not sensationalizing anything. But a lot of folks will be on the roadways, whether it's their final day of work before the holiday week, whether it is them people traveling early to see family for the holiday week. Maybe they got the day off and they're trying to get some last-minute gifts, whatever it might be. There's a lot of scenarios out there for a lot of folks to be on the roadways. This is one of the busier times of the year for a lot of travel. So we want to give you that heads up for the first alert with this weather because of the fact that the roads will not only be wet, but could have some slushy spots in it, particularly Friday, midday, and afternoon. Headed to Friday evening, that mix comes out of here, and we're looking at just a few flurries, light snow showers for Friday night heading into our Saturday early morning. Now let's go back. Oops, hit the wrong button. It's my fault. Where is my map I just had? Here we are. So, again, snowfall totals will be fairly limited. I do see the potential for amounts to be up to an inch of snowfall accumulating. And I think areas that's going to see, and I was going to make a map for this, but I was trying to update the 14-day forecast, which I do have for our 19 at noon. But I would say the best opportunities to see snowfall close to an inch are going to be our northern counties here. So areas up here could see close to an inch of total snowfall accumulations, including what's going to initially melt. You'll notice it on grassy surfaces, elevated surfaces, even on some side roads that are untreated, and perhaps bridges and overpasses. Areas pretty much right along US 50 and right along the Ohio River and I-74, I believe will be less than an inch, but maybe closer to a half an inch of snowfall accumulations. And then areas south of the Ohio River, so pretty much all of northern Kentucky and northeastern Kentucky, will be more likely to see a half an inch up to a half an inch or less, just based on how this low pressure system is moving in. And I'll show you that on this regional map real quick, and then we'll dive into the 7-day forecast. That way you can see that updated Christmas Day forecast here. So, and it's, gotta go in here and fix this. It's not a cold front, it's actually an area of low pressure sitting right over top of, or just to the north and east of us. So let me go ahead and pause it to the right spot. So there's an area of low pressure right here. This area of low pressure is going to kind of swoop its way into the tri-state. It's going to weaken a little bit as it gets closer, but it's still going to have a lot of moisture with it. So let's go ahead and play this out a little bit. So as it moves over us, it's going to move right here. And as I was mentioning, it's beginning to weaken a little bit, so it's going to have warmer air kind of wrapping around it. And so that low pressure sitting over top of us is going to allow for this warm air to wrap up and over, and that's what we're going to call this a rain-snow mix event all day. Now, models were indicating that we could see all snow, and that is a possibility for some folks to see a lot more snow falling during the day than rain or mix, but the amounts of accumulations will be a little limited. So with this, you can see the colder air kind of getting wrapped around with this too, in addition to the warmer air. That's because of that low pressure spinning over us. And we head into Friday night into Saturday, a few flurries, and then we're dry up until Monday night into Tuesday, as Christmas Eve and Christmas Day will be wet here to the tri-state. So, yeah, the takeaways here is roadways will be impacted both in the morning and the evening for your Friday. Friday morning, it looks like more of wet road conditions. Maybe could we see an area that might see a little bit of a slushy snow sticking on bridges or overpasses? Perhaps. Primarily in rural areas, I think, for that, or untreated roadways, perhaps. But then Friday midday and afternoon, we could see snow sticking a bit more. Bridges, overpasses, untreated roads, and that's for everybody. And grassy surfaces, elevated surfaces, things of that nature. Okay, so let's go ahead and dive into the 7-day forecast. Before we do that, let's take a pause really quickly here to look at any kind of comments or questions, since you didn't hear me for the first 5 minutes or so. So here we go. Susan says, good afternoon. Hope you have a wonderful day so far. Thank you, Susan. You as well. Eddie says hello from Newport. Jamie says hello from Batavia. Paula asking about any change. We're talking snow. Yes. As I mentioned, not a lot, but enough to where it's going to create some road impacts. And Jay says stay calm. Yes. Don't want to hype things up. Of course, as a forecaster, communicator, We have to tell you it's snowing. That's not hyping if we tell you it's snowing. We're just telling you there's going to be some snow showers. No comments on my Facebook page, so nobody even noticed that I was mute for 7 minutes on there. But hey, that happens. No other comments or questions, so we'll go ahead and now what we'll do is dive into the 7-day forecast. So here we are. Today's high is 39, cloudy skies. Friday for the first alert weather day, light rain and snow showers, 35. And then the first day of winter officially Saturday morning at 4:21 in the morning. A high of only 33 with mostly cloudy conditions. Sunday for the Bengals game, it looks nice. At least on the icon, sunny, but cold. Tailgating temperatures in the morning will be in the low 20s, and the afternoon high will just be below freezing at 31 degrees. Monday, clouds increasing up to 43 degrees, so a nice warm up. And then Christmas Eve, scattered showers, 45, and Wednesday for Christmas Day. Yes, no white Christmas. This has been consistent over the last several days, and I'm going to officially stamp it. No white Christmas. I've been saying unlikely because there's always that small little chance. At this point, I am extremely confident that we're not looking at a white Christmas. It looks wet. It looks warm. Temperatures in the morning in the upper 30s. Christmas Day afternoon, the high is 48 degrees. So that is your 7-day forecast. I just updated these numbers. This is beyond the 7-day forecast. And your eyes don't deceive you. The final days of 2024, the final days of December, will be very warm in the mid-50s and wet each day. Scattered shower chances each day. New Year's Eve looks a little wet, high of 49. New Year's Day, morning low of 40 with an afternoon high of 46. And then January 2nd, 43 with isolated rain showers at this time. So we are looking at an unsettled pattern beginning to set up starting Christmas Eve and continue into the new year. So that is the first alert forecast over the next 14 days. But yeah, Friday is a first alert weather day. It's because of that rain-snow mix. Wet roads in the morning, maybe a couple of slushy spots, mainly in rural areas or bridges and overpasses, but roads that could see more slushy stuff, including main roads that are untreated, and even some minor accumulations will be for areas on Friday midday and afternoon. And we'll have more on this coming up today, beginning at 3 o'clock here on Fox 19 with meteorologist Catherine Bodak, and at 5 o'clock, Chief Meteorologist Steve Forsmeyer will be in, giving you all the latest details and breakdowns of the updated first alert forecast at that time. And I will be making an update here pretty soon on fox19.com/weather, as well as on the First Alert 24/7 weather streaming channel, and of course on the Fox 19 First Alert weather app. So that's going to do it for us here on this Thursday edition of 19 at Noon. Thank you all so much for joining us. We'll see you at 3 o'clock.